Hello everybody! This video is going to be a review of The Disasters by M.K. England. First of all, this cover is so much fun. And this was one of my most anticipated reads because of this cover. It was so fun and so unique and so interesting, and the tagline is, "Space is hard, grab a helmet." It was so intriguing, and I wanted to love this whole book, like so much. I loved the second half of this book. The first half of this book had so many problems, and it was all over the place, the first half, and then it did get rolling in the second half, and it did deliver on like everything I hoped that it would be. I was just sad that like the part that I loved was really only about 100 to 150 pages because it is a very short book. Okay, so my cat is yelling in the background because she wants to go outside, but it's about to start raining outside, and so I don't want to let her out. It's like literally dark and like getting stormy outside, and I'm like, no, I'm not gonna let you out right now, but she's like screaming at the window because she really wants to go out. Okay, let me see if I can even explain what this book is about, because like it's a little crazy. Okay, so Nax Hall is the main character, and he is like a young hotshot space pilot going to the Space Academy on this space station. However, on the very first day of his Space Academy training, he gets kicked out of the academy for unknown reasons. At the beginning, like, we don't know why he got kicked out. And so he gets on this shuttle and is about to get shipped off with all the other washouts. Like, there's a whole group of people that like got kicked out, I think, on their first day. I don't know, I was confused if it was their first day too, or if they were like further along in the program. I wasn't really sure about the other characters, but like everybody's getting kicked out like on the same day. They're all in this shuttle getting transported back to planet Earth, I think, or back to the Earth vicinity, because they all washed out of this academy on day one. And so then this is all in like the first few pages. Okay, so like basically the book starts where Nax is like, he just gotten kicked out and like he's on his way to the shuttle. All right, so then he gets on the shuttle along with all these other kids, young adults, and then the space station that the academy is on gets attacked, and everybody on the space station dies except for like this group of washout pilots that's on the shuttle. Okay, so this group of washouts is essentially like the only witnesses to this terrorist attack that took place in the academy, and basically the whole book is about this group of space pilots trying to save the rest of humanity from these terrorists. I think I did this book justice. Okay, so yes, the plot line of this book was literally all over the place for the first half. And like in the first 5 pages, I'm like, I have no idea what's happening or where this is going or what is even going on. But then in the mid, and it took a whole chunk of the first half for this book to get rolling. But then in the middle of the book, they figure out what's going on. They figure out that they need to defeat these terrorists, and that they're the only witnesses and they're the only people that know what this terrorist group is planning. And they form this crew. They acquire a spaceship. They form this crew. And the whole second half of the book is like them crewing this spaceship and these space battles and like these heists, and like it's really fun. The whole second half was like so much fun, and I loved the main character. The other characters, like, I loved them, I wanted to love them, but it was so hard to get to know them. Like, this book just felt so rushed in so many things, like especially like the character development. Like the main character, Nax, like he's pretty developed and he has somewhat of a character arc. Somewhat, you know, kind of like tackling some of his own insecurities and stuff, like, okay. But like the other characters didn't seem to have much of a character arc, and the other characters seemed kind of hard to get to know. It was really fun because like most of the characters identify as LGBTQ. There's a trans character. The main character is bi. I believe there's either a gay or a queer character, which is really really fun. But they just weren't. It just didn't feel very developed to me. Like the trans character, like dude, I can't even remember their names. Anyway, but like the trans character, I believe like loves sports and is like really really into sports, but she just says that. Like you don't actually get a sense that she's into sports. Like she doesn't like have her favorite baseball. She doesn't wear baseball jerseys or like, you know, she doesn't have like her prized pair of cleats or anything like that. Like you can't like it's really hard to like actually grasp that she's into sports. Like she just is like, oh yeah, I'm really into sports and I'm trans and that's why I got kicked out of the academy. I don't know. It's just super confusing. Like some of the other characters and like who they are, like their personalities, were kind of confusing. However, like the world, like the sci-fi world, basically you have Earth and then like you have a bunch of colonies. Once you go to the colonies, you're not allowed back to Earth for reasons like diseases and contaminations and stuff like that. The government doesn't want to accidentally wipe out the home world of humanity due to like disease and such like that. So like there's all these laws into place that like once you cross over a certain boundary into the colonies, like there's no coming home. So like the world is like interestingly developed, but like it's also super super shallow, and it was really really hard to like understand. Like, did humanity accidentally get wiped out a couple times? Like, why are these rules actually in place? Like, did we lose a whole generation? Like, you know, like what's actually like, why is the world the way that it is? Was actually really hard to understand. But like, here's what I think happened with this book, you guys. This book is super super short, and this is M.K. England's debut novel, and there's like so much potential here because like the whole second half was really really fun, and there's like so much potential. I think that maybe publishers kept telling her to like keep it shorter, or like maybe she just felt like because it's her debut novel she needed to keep it shorter. And so there's a lot of things that aren't developed at all. Like this terrorist group that's like the main antagonist, we don't actually get a sense of like why they are the way that they are and why they believe what they believe. They're just terrorists, and they just blow things up because they're terrorists, and they just want to blow up the world because they're terrorists, you know? And it's not like, I don't know, like it's really hard to like actually grasp a lot of things in this world just because it's not super well developed. I feel like this book could have easily been 3 times the length, and it would have been an amazing, amazing book. Easily could have gotten 3 times longer if things had just been developed more and foreshadowed more. And even like the starting place, like where she started, like with the main character like getting on this shuttle and then like everything exploding in like the first 5 pages, like I really wanted to like get to know Nax a lot. Like I feel like it could have started like maybe if he had even like a whole year at the academy that took place over the first like 5 chapters. So we developed him, we developed all the other characters, we all kind of saw how they got kicked out, then they got kicked out together and then formed their squad. Like that would have been amazing. I just felt this book was just so rushed. I think my conclusion is that like I will pick up anything else M.K. England writes. Like her next book I'm going out to grab, because like I feel like as an author she has so much potential. I think that just for the debut novel she kind of felt like she had to keep it short and concise and ended up underdeveloping a lot of things. And I feel like she tried to like get this whole sci-fi world and like all these characters out in a very short amount of pages, and that's just really really hard to do with the short length that it is. And I feel like the short length you know, I feel like it was short because it was a debut novel. The book just started getting good, like by the end of it, and then it was over. Like, you know, like everything was finally developed to the point where I'm like, yes, let's go. And then the book just ended. And I was like, but what? And so like, it just kind of left me wanting more, just more, you know? And I feel like the next book, like MK England's next book, is gonna be off the charts. Like, and I am totally gonna go grab it, and I am totally here for this adventure and for the rest of this crew and for everything else this crew is gonna do later on in future books. Like, I am totally here for it. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and have an awesome day. Stay beautiful, stay inspired, keep loving life, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!